Hey guys, welcome back here to Overtake. I'm Michel, and with me today is Yannick, as we both want to check out the RENNSPORT open beta. So it's for the first time available for the public. We are looking into if it's worth getting one of the founders packs and also what's new in the open beta in the newest update.
Well, first of all, you don't need a beta key anymore, so no more hoping for any sort of key drop or whatever. It's just free to access now. We have 3 packs, so-called founders packs, to get you started with a little content, with probably the most interesting new content, right?
Yeah, because the Nordschleife.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the Nordschleife. So the base content is still free.
As far as we could tell, all the cars that are there are free except for one, but we'll get to that. Same for the tracks, except for the Nordschleife, which is part of the founders pack. So the base tier, so to speak, is the gold founders pack for $20, so in euro that is. That gets you the Nordschleife, as mentioned, a car purchase token to be used later, I suppose. Then we got the Platinum Founders Pack for €40, so $39.99. Same thing for the Nordschleife, a Platinum livery, Porsche GT3 R RENNSPORT, another Founders Pack badge, namely the Platinum one, and also your name will be on a racetrack billboard later on. And then we got the final tier, the Diamond Founders Pack for $69.99, so quite steep actually.
$70.
So in addition to all the other elements we just mentioned, there will be a Diamond Dynamic livery, which we also checked out already.
We'll check that out, yeah. It's the shiniest thing you ever saw in sim racing.
Most likely. Another Founders Pack badge, so a diamond one in this case, plus your name on a racetrack, but on track. So imagine like a Nordschleife graffiti with your name.
All right, Yannick, let's check it out.
All right, let's go.
Okay, let's get on a time trial here on the Nordschleife. Also, loading screens are already Nordschleife themed. You can see the difference for the GT3 X category car. We go on track now. You can see the difference basically. Rear wing is different from the normal GT3, and I think also the wheel arches and the rear bumper is also kind of different. And here you can see now the sparkly diamond livery. I'm not quite sure. I'm certain that many of you will not like this. Otherwise, I think the detail and the visuals of the car, design of the car, looks quite beefy, quite fast. So I think the overall design of the car is beautiful. So in display settings, you can edit the whole HUD layout. As you can see now, we have a 32:9 screen, so you will not be able to see all of the HUD elements, but we can move a few ones so that they are also visible for you, like lap time, track map. And what I also like really here is this little box, the VRS box here with force feedback, throttle input, and your ABS and TC settings. So here we are now on the Nordschleife, and I was very curious and very hyped to see another version of the Nordschleife. We had already this year a video about the Nordschleife being released for ACC and Forza Motorsport. So this is the third major Nordschleife release that we are seeing this year, and the second one that I'm aware of that is made in Unreal Engine, the other one being Assetto Corsa Competizione. So let's see, we will also have a comparison video in the next couple of days where we have them side by side basically to see really the graphical fidelity and differences in the track layout. I think so far the Nordschleife here in RENNSPORT looks pretty good. They have a pretty raw graphical impression of the track since they are not using a crazy amount of filters. So you can see still, as an ACC, that the vegetation, that the grass patches and the little flowers that are on site, that they are basically building pop-up objects in the distance are a thing here as well. It's still the Unreal Engine. I can show you another thing, for example, in the third-person camera or in this camera, you see the ghosting that's going on behind the car, also something that keeps happening in this engine. But car sound, some explosions here on the exhaust. Yeah, sounds pretty good. Yeah, they tried to implement different types of asphalt, different tarmac surfaces. Sometimes they feel a bit too light, so they are a bit too bright and too kind of whitish. But here, in this section, I think they look pretty good. Yeah, the surface feels a bit more realistic and flatter than, for example, in ACC. So I find in ACC the track is a little bit too bumpy, but still gives you a good feeling. Here the weight distribution going over the crest before we jump into the foxhole. Pretty good. How does it feel like when you hit the curb here? Yeah, quite harsh. Also this curb, if you ride on it too hard, it's really getting the balance out of the car. And what I also felt is when you, for example, spin and your tires are getting hot, you really feel a big amount of loss of grip that moment when you return to the track. No, road texture, road surface, and the translation into force feedback is very decent. Only sometimes the steering feels a bit numb around the center when you're going through slower turns. This is where I'm having a little lack of feel so far, but especially here you feel all the little crests and mini junctions and elements of the road. Yeah, I think the appeal visually of the track is kinda on par with what I think is the best Nordschleife so far, the Nordschleife and ACC. Oh yeah, this curb is quite tough. I also like the appeal that they have with all the little flowers on the side of the track. No, it feels really good and really close to expectation of the Nordschleife impression you got. Also very fine detail on the curbs. I really like the curbs, and you, after a few laps, I'm pretty sure you will get a good feel for which curb to take and which not. Let's try it here. Boop. Boop. Yeah, really good. Like you really feel the 3D model of the track or the surface of the curbs in your force feedback. Very detailed. Yeah, there's a lot of... It really breaks loose here, but there's also a lot of little bumps in the Döttinger Höhe. It's quite bumpy here, so I think an amount of oscillation. So here it gets better. You can see here is nothing. Quite interesting. So here the surface is completely flat. And now it's getting a bit more bumpy again. Really interesting. Yeah, that was just this little sightseeing tour here around the Nürburgring. Let us know what you think in the comments. And yeah, on the way to the comments, please also don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay guys, it's time for a little time trial challenge here at Goodwood Hill Climb. I think it sounds pretty good for electric.
Biased. Easy.
Oh, really? Curb a little bit here. Nice. It builds speed very linearly. That was good, that was good. This one is very tricky. Oh, the wall! This one is also very tricky. Let's go. Can we get this one full?
That's shit for me.
That was pretty good. And brake. Nice, that was a 44.2. Not bad, not bad. Let's go. Next one is Yannick.
All right, let's
That
go.
wasn't that. You were so late. Oh.
It was so on the edge, yeah.
Yeah, engine check light is on.
Whatever.
Oh no, this is not bad.
Can I say co-driver said cut? Or be brave. Oh, damn. Good thing car's not expensive anyway, so whatever.
You better free, man.
At least I could take the last corner flat, though.
I'm really afraid because you guys were really, really fast.
But not with the lead in my case.
Oh, way too early.
This is really threading the needle through here all the time.
Ah, no chance. Way slower than Michael. 44 you had, right?
Again, play, and that's a section where you can do some multiplayer contests, so you can race in official races. You can also go into some competitive leagues, and there are already a few ones. Also do single player, but RENNSPORT does not have any AI yet, so you can only go into a time trial. The next is, of course, your profile, your safety rating, your RENNSPORT rating, and also you can have a look here at your car purchase tokens. There's also a little explainer field here that tells you this store will be available later in 2024, so there will be a car store. Replays, I think they are new to the open beta. I can't remember that they had replays before, maybe I'm wrong. But you can check your replays, your saved replays of your sessions here. And options are quite straightforward, so you can work on your control settings, set up your steering wheel, force feedback settings. The Moza R21 wheelbase that we have here on our rig is fully, I would not say fully supported, but it is supported. Only I think the display and LED strips are sometimes not working. I saw tire pressure and also the speedometer working on this wheel, but not in any case. My Fanatec CSDD Plus at home also works well with RENNSPORT. 8-figure track, Monza, Spa, Daytona, Fuji, Goodwood Hill Climb, which I really like, Hockenheim Grand Prix, Road Atlanta, and also the Nürburgring GP track. And there is already some mod community content, which is the Orchard Road Street Circuit. Almost only German brands right now, but they also have the Hyundai Elantra NTCR as a front-wheel driven touring car. Also the M4 GT3 is in, and also for the touring cars, the RS3 LMS. We have the BMW M Hybrid V8 here, as well as the Porsche 963 LMDH, and the prototype Porsche Mission R, and the Praga R1. I would say this car is well known through Jimmy Broadbent.
And let's see what this GT4 Audi is all about. Sounds already pretty nice, but what else would you expect from the V10 in the car? This kind of goes against the notion of RENNSPORT being a GT3 only sim, as many have put it. Ooh, less downforce, of course, a bit more weight if I remember correctly as well, so translates to a bit more a lively driving sensation, and you can probably see that already with me correcting my steering input all the time. But yeah, general feels quite nice so far. Michael's talked about the force feedback, I believe, as well before, so yeah, it's nice and detailed. Although some cars, and I'm not quite sure if this one is in the same category, as I already miss it again, tend to be a bit, I don't know, floaty, out of detail mid-turn, especially in slower turns. That was pretty noticeable in the Porsche 963, for instance. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but as this car tries to chuck around the back end all the time, I don't think that's going to be an issue here. So it does feel pretty nice, I gotta say. I also have to add, and you probably could tell that already, I haven't raced GT4 in ages, even though I do like the class quite a lot, actually. It feels a bit more like a driver's category, I guess, or less precise than GT3, and now heading towards the Mercedes grandstand here. Ooh, that might have been a bit late, but no, the trail braking actually works quite well. Just pointed it towards the apex, and made it stick somehow, so that's nice. You can see on the hood the rear tires have heated up a little bit, but haven't overheated, I think, so we're got a 51.2. Let's try another one, send it over the curb, because I think there's a lot more time in it. Yeah, very engaging car, very fun to drive, I'd say.
All right, Yannick, time for a little verdict. Maybe one thing I forgot. The curb on a Nordschleife, the famous curb, it was not to 2024 version, right? It's still the flat curb.
You know the curb we're talking about, right? Entering or exiting Fuchsröhre, rather. So you can still send it to your heart's content without absolutely obliterating your suspension and or car and or barriers. So
for those of you who like tinkering with setups and stuff, there are currently no setups at all, right?
Yeah, that's a bit of a disappointing part, unfortunately. You can change the brake balance, and I think the battery settings for the hypercar as well, or hypercars rather.
And anti-roll bars, or the differential, I think.
Yeah, so all the in-car adjustments are there, but unfortunately you can't do fuel, tires, or anything else that you would expect from a proper setup screen.
What I think personally is that they are maybe too late, because the experience you get out of RENNSPORT, having the Nordschleife and some GT cars and stuff, there's already one simulation that does it pretty well, and that has proper AI and proper online racing with different competition formats, and this is ACC. So the only hope I think that I see a bit is that they continue to bring this level of quality, because the cars they launched are pretty detailed, pretty good. The sound, the feel, it's all very sophisticated, yeah. And I think also the Nordschleife is one of the better versions of the Nordschleife, really. It's really close to the ACC version.
Yeah, it looks good. It feels good to drive as well. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, after the previous bunch of beta updates that have come in, I wasn't really expecting too much, but it does feel like a proper step forward this time around for me, anyway. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe RENNSPORT will find its place among these sims with different features moving forward. Yeah, it should be very exciting to keep an eye on the development here.
And we will also have a follow-up on triple screens. If it supports triple screens right now, quite not sure at this point. Do they with the update? We have to check.
I'm not sure either.
But VR is also in there. Yannick will have a follow-up in VR as an article on the website, so check out overtake.gg. And thank you, Yannick. Thank you, René, also for the little competition we had, because this was really fun, having a competition between friends.
Absolutely.
See you next time. And here's another video to watch. See you. Bye-bye.
Take care.